Welcome, everybody, and Happy New Year, Michael Renault.
Yeah,
What is
Happy New
up?
Year. That's right. I forgot. It's the new year
I
and we
know.
are off and running.
We've been so busy. I think we've tried to get together, but it just didn't work out. So much to talk, so much I want to talk about.
Yeah, the year is
Uh,
like shot out of a cannon.
I know. I feel like it's only been a week, but the month is almost over. Can you believe that?
You know, it's
I
really
mean, we're
weird.
more than halfway through the
You know,
first month of
it,
2026.
yeah, it's nuts. And it's been like nonstop in a good way, in a really
It's
good way.
been nonstop.
Yeah.
Nonstop. I feel like somebody just took the faucet and just went like cranked it loose this way. Lefty
Hmm.
loosey, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think it's gonna just keep going. I think that's like what's shaping up to be. It's
Hmm.
wild.
We did put a lot of effort into 2025. I did want to talk about some wins. I want to talk about some
Yeah.
W's. I do want to include a new segment in here. So for those of you listening, thank you for joining us. Thank you for continuing to put up with us and, turning us on. I don't know how you do it, but I do want to show people a little bit more of our real selves because, I know we talk about business a lot. We talk about dealers, we talk about visits and wins that we have, but there is so much more that happens that takes
So true.
place in our personal lives. And forget about our personal lives, even behind the scenes. I want to start a segment called Personal L's.
Personal
Because aside
L's,
from wins,
huh?
we also have losses. I mean, listen, we're
Yep.
human. We're normal people.
Yep.
And we go through some stuff ourselves. So but I do want to kind of just pick your brain a little bit because I know as the CEO of the company, you got ideas. I mean, we both have ideas, but we recently I sometimes I want to shut you off,
Yeah, I'm off. Oh, it's muted.
but I know. But I want you to talk about, brag a little bit about 2025, what
You
you
know,
were most excited about. What got you most excited about
I
2025?
think what got me most excited about 2025 was, watching a couple things. Watching my staff just, help clients every single day deal with the challenges, not just of today's market, not just of today's customer, but the staff that they have on the floor.
Mhm.
Right? The turnover, the amount of, I mean, I don't even know. We should have kept a tally this year of the amount of turnover that was seen at
Yeah,
dealerships this past year of just how many new
managers too.
employees in and out. What's that?
Managers too.
Managers too? No, 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 across the board. And boy,
Mhm.
managers, some
Mhm.
dealerships have cleaned out at the start of this year. So, so I'm really proud of just everything that they accomplish in the client service side and what they've done there. As far as internally, one big thing that I think is great that we've done is we've built our own sort of AI system that is literally working through mystery shops, analyzing them, communicating with them, talking with them, and then talking on the data side as well. You built a conversion calculator that literally helps customers helps our clients break down their numbers, understand their lead to appointment, their lead to show numbers, what it means, not just at the store level, but what it means for the individual sales reps and BDC reps and managers who have teams underneath them. They're building competition about it. Bonuses are being built about it. So I'm super proud of that. Super proud of the certification program that you built for the Hennessy
Yes, that thing is awesome
companies
too.
is
Hmm.
really great. And I think that's something that we're going to
Hmm.
see being expanded through many of our clients.
Yeah.
Um, Boy, you got me off the top of my head here. I think, the way we have been a part of the AI conversation and understanding that AI today is it's just a tool. It's just another tool. It's actually in a lot of ways no different than any other CRM automation. It's just smart, right? No different than the CRM automation is a landline phone. And now the smartphone is the AI, but it's still doing the
Hmm.
same thing. And
Yeah.
us grounding and reminding dealers consistently about that has been super, super important.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so those are some really great highlights that I'm proud of for us this year.
Yeah,
I
the
miss stuff. I
conversion
know I miss stuff.
calculator.
You're gonna tell me stuff I miss because
Well, no, I
I didn't
actually had
prepare.
that conversion calculator down on my notes because I remember when we first started, and by the way, I did not build it. Well, it was my
Well,
idea.
you're con.
It was my idea, and we ran with you ran with it with Eric, and you guys are the ones who really,
No,
Julie
no,
and I know in
smarter
the
data
background.
people figured
We've got
that.
a lot of people working behind the
You asked
scenes
me to build a
here for
website, it
RAM, a
would
lot of
look
partners,
like,
and
yeah,
we had this idea, and it really started with Alan pushing this, lead to show back in the day. He was the one who was talking about it. But I remember when I started 8 years ago, I realized, and I knew just based off personal experience at the dealership, we never looked at that stuff. We never looked at LTA or LTS, right?
right.
And it was always, what do we need to do this month, right? What did I do last month? What did we do last year this month? It was always volume, volume, push metal, push metal. But this conversion calculator, we first tried to launch this idea to management. I don't know if you realize this because it's been a topic of conversation with managers for a long, long time. And I would say, and I don't know if you would agree with me, but out of 10 managers that we talk to about these KPIs, these that are different than what they're used to looking at, right? These performance metrics. Maybe 1 out of 10
Well, yeah, because they're
gets it and
so
runs with it.
right, because what happens is they're so drilled into their head by the OEM about a lead to sold. And it's
Yeah.
nice and all. If I'm the OEM, sure, I'll look at a lead to sold. If I'm an owner, looking at a high level over a long period of time, I'll look at a lead to sold. But if I want to dig down and understand how to
Mm,
fix the inherent cracks in my store, the cracks in my foundation,
right.
we got to dig in the way you dig in that lead to appointment, that lead to show. Those are the two metrics that are cracked. Dealers have no problem getting customers to show up. They have
Nope.
no problem selling
Nope.
that customer on the floor. All of that is well above normal metrics in this market right now. The challenge, the thing that's below normal metrics, the thing that's dragging the metrics down over the last several years is exactly what Susan dug into, which is that lead to appointment and that lead to
And
show.
lead to show. And it wasn't until we sat, and if you can imagine it, for those of you guys listening, we started doing this conversion calculator segment or activity, if you want to call it, live in person. We
Yep.
began with managers, and this was maybe a year ago. We finally put this into play, right? You and I put a little system together and we knocked it out, the both of us. We would first go through individual performance scores by rep, and then you would wrap it up and kind of show them some hypotheticals. If you were here, this is what you would be doing. If you were here, this is what you'd be doing.
Yep.
And like I said, maybe 1 out of 10 ran with it. 3 out of 10. We never got any arguments, obviously. Okay. But I feel like the moment we started to do it with salespeople is when it really took off.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a time that we were in, I believe it was Florida, or was it Hennessy? No, it was with Hennessy. It was in Atlanta. And I'll never forget, I believe it might have been the Ford store. But we were upstairs in the conference room, and it was only 5 or 6 guys. We tried it out, and I mean, it was like an eye opener. And they were taking pictures of the board. And, we sat everyone in a conference room style, right? Huddled
Mhm.
together like a team. And I had them print a report. I believe I requested a year to date because the bigger the sample, the better, the more accurate
Way better.
numbers we can get, right?
Mhm.
So handed them the report, and they themselves, and they never, who does this, right? But they themselves looked for their name on this report, gave me their total leads for the year. I would write it down on a board. Then they'd continue with their total appointments for the year, and I'd write down on the board. And now we looked at how many of those showed, and we write down, and then we'd calculate everything together and come out with percentages. And we just
Right.
go down the row, right? All right, next player, next player. And man, it was such a beautiful thing because people all of a sudden took ownership of their performance.
Exactly.
And I don't think that they had been really explained the
in
metrics
that
that way.
way.
So I think from there we realized, okay, this is something we need to do more, and it's just taken off. And then what Michael and Eric did was they worked with our believe it's our marketing team, right, to put together this digital form of a conversion calculator. So I believe there is a version that I have seen. Is it live? Do we know? Is it live
Oh
on the
yeah, it's on the
website?
website. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So check it out. It is proactivetrainingsolutions.com or alanram.com. And it's awesome, you guys. If you're a manager, or maybe you have your own numbers, maybe you want to throw in some hypotheticals in there, it really tells you how you need to be performing with lead conversions in order
Yeah.
to,
And it even has a sample store in there so you can understand
love that.
how the math
I
works
love
and
that.
everything before you
Yeah.
put your stuff in.
Yeah. So check that out. I love it. I wanted to also, there are a couple of other things. The human code. I've had so much
Oh,
fun with the
yes. Thank
human
you for
codes.
reminding me about that. I'm so sorry I forgot about
Oh
that. That's
no,
right.
gosh, no. Listen, I told you this started out as sort of a personal uh
Mission. Mission's fair.
I guess I wanted to call it a hobby mission. Just so many of these thoughts are always circulating my head rent free, and I needed to get them out. And I feel like we're starved for human connection, and there's people who don't understand. There's
Right.
people in front of a screen and just don't understand, and they're great people, but they don't understand how big of an effect these little things can have on just your, social interactions. So,
Wild.
yeah, I love it. And that's been a big hit. And something actually funny
You
happened.
know,
So this
can
is
I
this
just
is
say something about human code too, if you don't
yeah,
mind?
no,
One thing that I love about human code is that, and this is how I describe it, and I always, wonder how people feel about this description, but it's truly how I feel and it's what I believe. Women are better at sales than men. Just are, hands down, flat out. It's what it is. I've seen it for enough years. I don't need any study or anyone to convince me. I've seen it in real life.
I'm
And
not arguing.
yeah, I know it's true. And Susan's not the first, amazing female, salesperson I met. Like there were people that when I was young in this business growing up, there had influences. A lady named Debbie Absalon, she had huge influence on me. A lady named Ginny Min, massive influences on me of these women who were just bosses in the showroom,
I
and
had some
but
too, I know.
yeah, but also understood how to tap into like Ginny was Korean, a single Korean lady, and uh, sorry, Debbie was, a single mom, African American, but they tapped in their communities and tapped into the people
Mm,
in their communities in amazing ways, right? So, like, that was a part of it. So when I think of this series that we're doing now, you're doing now twice a month, the Human Code, it really comes back to and focuses on teaching what are the things that make women better than men in this business? And what are some of the skills that you should lean in on? Okay, not just the men, the women too, that you should be leaning in on, because they are the difference maker. They are like you did one on a handshake just recently. Like, yeah, like what is it, the dead fish and something else, the iron. There was something else like the iron grip of death of
of
another
doom,
line that you
of
use.
doom.
Doom,
Yes.
yeah, doom. Like,
Yes. Do you even use
yeah,
it?
right.
You
But
do,
it's
right?
true. It's true. And it turns people off. So, or sweaty hand. Like I thought of sweaty
Oh,
hands when you said the
the
dead
soft
fish.
and sweaty dead. I'm telling you, the dead fish.
Yeah,
What's that?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, so yes, 100%. What a fantastic new way,
I
for
contemplated publishing that because I thought, well, this is, I know we really try to drive these phone conversations with people, and the handshake is something that is done in person. But I think if you can get really good at those in-person basics, they kind of, naturally they
hmm
will help you in any other way, especially the phone.
Yes.
where
Exactly.
you don't have somebody looking at you, right? Because let's
Mhm.
face it, the phone is a lot harder. But I have a funny story. So this is part of my big L, okay, for my personal L for the week. So this is hilarious. And um, I'm just gonna be 100% honest. Like this is us, true us, okay? This is a little embarrassing actually, but I gotta send you this screenshot while I'm doing this. So you reposted the human code. You posted it on LinkedIn, and then I saw that you had tagged me, and so I went in
Okay.
and I shared that post with your
Yeah.
comments, but I added my own comments in there. And in the comment, I didn't think I was really saying anything inappropriate, but somebody alerted me later and advised me to change it.
What'd you write?
So and
I
funny
feel like
story.
a scandal coming on.
So the person read my comment and reached out to me and alerted me. This is no joke. I am not making this up.
Like DM'd you or texted you?
They DM'd me through
Okay, so like
LinkedIn.
this is someone who doesn't even know your cell phone. Like they just know you
God,
via LinkedIn.
probably get my cell phone. I'm
Okay.
sure. I'm sure.
Get it, but they don't have it.
This was my high school drill team band director.
Wow.
Yes,
That's so funny.
yes. His name is J or Mr. G, Mr. Jay Geringer, and he's actually part of the computer cyber patriots at North Hollywood High School. Like he's a computer geek. He's really, really smart guy, but he just happened to be a really great coach to the drill
Right.
team and the band. He uh, sure he might have been a music major. Anyway, thank you, Mr. G, because he reached out to me and he said, let me send this to you. Okay.
This is not
I'm
me.
texting this to you right now. I know. And if you hear this story and you see me in person, just don't embarrass me publicly, okay? So he says, Susan, when your recent post showed up in a notification, it only showed the comment you made that did not include the word handshake. And so I
Oh
went and
my
I
God.
looked, and let me go in now. And if you look now, you can actually probably even find it if you look for me and kind of scroll down. But I reposted what you posted and I wrote, by far the worst I've ever gotten is the dead fish from a man, wet and soft. Ugh.
That's so gross.
UGH, ugh.
Yeah, that's so gross.
And so I went back in and I added the word handshake. So anyhow, that was my personal L,
Well, that
right?
sounds
My
fun.
high school band drill team director from North Hollywood High School, class of 1995. Wasn't before that, 1995. But yeah, that was really funny. Uh,
That's hysterical.
yeah, handshake, the dead fish. Don't
Dead
give me the dead
fish.
fish
Teacher
either.
dead
Yeah,
fish.
yeah. So love the human codes. I love filming them. I don't think I'll ever run out of topics. There's always something that comes to
No.
mind, man, just throughout my week, just going out and
Yeah,
about and,
just life with people these
interacting with
days.
people,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
We also did something fun. So I did want to give a big shout out to the guys, the leadership team specifically over at Porsche West Broward near Palm Beach in Davis, Florida, but near Palm Beach.
Yeah.
These guys, okay, so we were down in Florida last year and met with some stores, several stores, right? And this gentleman, Ryan Cromack, was in one of our classes. Well, Ryan calls me, right? Way after class is done, we leave, we come back. And this was about a month and a half, maybe 6 weeks from the time that we were there, calls my cell. Hey, I need to talk to you, right? Yeah, what's up, buddy? Call him right away. He's like, what are you doing New Year's? And I'm like, what, excuse me? He goes, no, 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 New Year's Day. Like, what are you doing? And it wasn't actually like New Year's Day. It was like the first business day after that, like little
Okay.
holiday. And proceeds to ask me, he says, I have put together a competition with my guys. We ever since we left your class, we have been ringing them every single day. We've
So
been
great.
practicing every single day. We do little chunks. We don't do it all at once. I'm discussing, the reason why they should say this and the reason why they should say that. And I have an expectation for them to memorize and recite the script. And I was ecstatic. And he says, but that's not all. Now I need you to come in
Yep.
to be the ultimate tester. So I need you to come in and we're going to make a whole, thing out of it. They're going to shuffle them in one by one into the conference room. You're going to be on a big screen and I'm already thinking, where's my ruler? Let me get my ruler and my glasses ready, to get tough on
Right.
these guys. And it was fun. I mean, they were nervous, but let
I
me
love
tell
it.
you, we had a scoreboard and everything,
Of
and
course they
these
did.
guys
And they were
freaking nailed
psyched,
it. I
right?
mean, the
Yeah.
bullshit
And it
dealership, you guys.
energized them. Got them excited. Like that's what we want to see.
Yeah, yeah. And so I recognized the top three. I sent him some merch. It was awesome.
What'd you
Adrian
send them?
Vargas, you're the
Oh, wait, we
man.
got a shout out. Wait, what's his name?
Adrian Vargas.
Okay.
That was the
What'd he
number
do?
one winner.
He was the rock star.
We had three other guys that were tied for second place, and they were all really great, all of them. But Adrian just came in like a freaking smooth
That's
criminal,
so
man.
cool.
Just like this, like butter. I was like, this is crazy. You're so good. And he had his own little personality. He was saying all the words, but it sounded natural. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I could tell that they had been practicing a lot. Mhm.
Oh, that's so cool. I love the story you told me how everyone was like lined up outside the
Yeah.
door, like waiting their turn, and then,
Yeah.
all right, who are we taking off phones? Like all of that
Oh,
stuff.
oh,
Like,
well, okay. So
man.
shout out also to Jordan Rowe because he was the one who was managing this whole thing with me, right? And all I really had to do was show up and test these guys. But I was testing them, role playing and scoring them at the same time. And we have all this scoring already. I've basically used what we use for our mystery shops. And then as I finished the last one, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll send this to you guys in a moment. Are you kidding me? Ryan comes in,
Yep.
and he's like, all right, who are we taking off the phones?
He wasn't playing
Hasn't
either. Like
even
he
been
was
five
dead
minutes.
serious.
Oh, he was dead serious.
Yeah.
But see, we talk about this all the time. That's the accountability with consequence.
Yes. And it matters. It's important. People need to know. And guess what? What happened? What happened for the people who came back on the phones? How fast did they turn around?
Okay, so there were three or four people who did not qualify. And we basically took the average. We looked at like a benchmark score, and everyone who scored underneath was disqualified from the phones. And they booked a meeting with me right then and there to retest. And it was just a few days later. And
Bing, bang, boom.
I remember one of these gals didn't do too bad. She just barely missed the mark. Couple of these guys, really the nerves got to them, folks. It's hard. It's really hard to do this stuff
Well,
publicly,
yeah, and
right?
you're
Public
probably
speaking
tough
is
on
not
them.
easy, right? And so I think they just really got nervous, but they came back. It was like different people. Like, what is going? And they all
Yes,
passed, flying
of
colors.
course.
I was shocked, pleasantly surprised and shocked. But I think that's that consequence, that adding that, you know, and I don't know why more people don't do that. If it were my dealer, and someone was sucking the
Because
life
they'll
out of
give
my
you a
calls,
million excuses of
you know?
why they're afraid that
Yeah.
people will quit. I can't keep. No, they quit and do those things when your accountability isn't holding them accountable. When the accountability is one rule for one person, one rule for another person, that's when they're rolling their eyes at you.
Yeah.
That's when your stuff doesn't work, and that's when they call you out on it.
Well, and I remember. being at the dealership, and there were guys who would, you know, threaten to leave, or, you know, we'd talk about a bad month and they'd leave, or they would do something and, you
Right.
know, whatever, there would be talk about them leaving. Um, but it was this sense of we can't take this hit this month. Like that's really what it comes down to. Is if he leaves, we're down automatically 10, 15 cars this month,
Right.
right? And I feel like that's where a lot of us are, is we, you know, we can't, sometimes we got to just let the cancer bleed out, you know,
Yeah, sometimes we
in
do
order
though.
to get that back up.
Well, because you're trying to change a culture,
Yeah.
right? So if we don't change the culture, then where are we?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're back exactly in the same spot we were before,
Mm-hmm.
right? Broken and having cracks and leaking all over the place.
Oh yeah.
When we finally get to a place of we're holding people accountable, that stuff doesn't happen
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, lead conversion calculator, I think, was definitely highlight human code. But lots of great things, and we've run out of time, but I
We
do
have.
want you to just kind of give us a little foreshadowing, a little preview of what we should be seeing here
Well,
soon.
I'll give them one big giant one. Putsu. Putsu is coming
Butsu.
around.
Yeah.
Putsu is coming, a brand new Putsu this year. It's going to be amazing. We have a whole bunch of new courses going up into the platform. We have new AI, new partnerships that we're going to be announcing at NADA. So please be here. Please be around. Please pay attention. Thank you all for listening. And Susan, it's always good seeing you.
Stay in touch. Good to
All
see you
right.
too. Have a great weekend. Have
Thank
fun
you
with the
too.
kiddos,
Yeah.
and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.
Adios.
Bye,
Bye for
guys.
now.